go to the Palestinian issue very quickly. The Hussein Sheikh, he's the executive director. I mean, the executive director of the PLO, told the Israeli newspaper, the Times of Israel, that Israel has not fulfilled the Aqaba promises to transfer withheld PA funds. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of this report? And do you have any comment?
Saeed, I've seen that report. We'd have to refer you to the parties themselves. Generally, our point has always been that we and our regional partners will continue to work with the parties to advance the commitments made in Aqaba. Resulting from Aqaba was a public statement that spelled out commitments on the part of the parties. I'm not aware that the commitment that you referenced was actually in the communique from Aqaba.
Okay. Are you satisfied with Israel's fulfillment of all the elements that came in the communique?
What's most important to us, Saeed, is that the parties fulfill the commitments they've made. I don't think we're ever going to be able to render a verdict on whether their work is complete. This is an incomplete project because tensions do remain high. The situation on the ground remains tenuous, and so especially as that's the case, it's imperative that the parties adhere to the commitments that they made to one another, the commitments that they made to the United States, to Jordan, to Egypt as well. These commitments are important in and of themselves, but if and when implemented, these are important commitments that can help to de-escalate tensions, that can help to restore the overriding sense of calm that we and our partners in Egypt, Jordan, and throughout the region would like to see return.
Okay, but going back to the settler attacks last Sunday the 26th of February, while it was, shown all over the world and so on, settler violence continues. I mean, almost every day, and most of the time with the protection of the Israeli army. So I don't know, all these communiques and all these talks and so on that you talk with the Israelis or the Palestinians and so on has not seen, at least till now, a week has elapsed, to really impact or to stop Israel from at least giving cover, the Israeli army giving cover to settler violence. Do you have any comment on that?
Saeed, we believe it's critical that both parties refrain from unilateral steps that serve only to exacerbate tensions and undercut efforts to advance a negotiated two-state solution. We've been unequivocal in condemning any and all forms of violence. We are agnostic as to the perpetrator. Violence is never appropriate. It is never acceptable. We condemn it regardless of who's behind it.
Is this an issue that you will be discussing this afternoon with Minister Ron Dermer?
Minister Dermer and the National Security Advisor have a portfolio of regional security issues. I expect the Secretary and the team will have a discussion, a broad discussion with their Israeli counterparts on the central regional security issues. Of course, at the top of that list is a challenge that is posed by Iran, its nuclear program, but also the broader set of threats that Iran poses to the region. We'll have more to say in the aftermath of that meeting.
And lastly, I want to ask about the whereabouts of Envoy Hadi Amr. Is he still there? Is he back here?
Hadi Amr was in the region last week. He was in the West Bank last week. I'd have to check to see if he's returned, but we'll let you know.